guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is as it suggests in the title. If you're new to my channel or you haven't seen this before, then I will leave a list at the end of this video so that you know what to expect throughout the year. So this is January's makeup schedule list look. Last year I created a list of different types of products I wanted to use each month to create a look, and called it my makeup schedule idea list. And the plan was to do 1 or 2 looks per month given what month it would have been, so that it kind of corresponded with the list. But I took a lot of time out of YouTube last year and just didn't get round to it. Now, it wasn't just about taking time out of YouTube, but I had such a hard time and I just didn't play with makeup like I wanted to or should have done. So I've become quite rusty. I've been wearing makeup here and there, but I've not been playing with it. So yeah, please forgive me if I don't do an amazing job. There's only one way to get used to doing things, and that's just to throw myself back into it. So I'm hoping that I'll do a good job this year. Already this year I'm having a bit of a hard time. The year hasn't started great for me. But I've decided, instead of not picking up the camera today, to just crack on with it. I've woken up feeling quite poorly. I've got a sore throat and I'm full of cold again. But it's no real surprise given what I'm going through this year already. I'm in a lot of pain with my foot. I'm not sure if I've got osteoarthritis or something wrong else with my foot. So I have my son's appointment with a paediatrician this week because we think he's got Tourette's. He's having a lot of tics and they've got somewhat worse with him going back to school after having the Christmas period off. Changes of structure cause him problems. I had a phone call on Christmas Eve that wasn't too nice, that I'm currently having to deal with, that I'm not going to divulge with at the moment. So I possibly will do eventually, but now's not the right time to go into that. But just know that I'm not having a good time with that situation. And also, we've just had some very, very sad news about a fellow YouTuber that passed away a couple of days ago that really did inspire me. Sometimes with YouTube, when you're housebound or you can't get out so much, you spend a lot of time watching YouTube, you get so used to people for being themselves without, you enjoy their channel but you get to know them. And I've watched this person for a few years and she really inspired me, and I'm absolutely gutted. I'd been following her story for a short while she was poorly, so that really has got to me. I don't deal with loss very well because I have borderline personality disorder. So last year I know, and I struggled with a bit of loss situation that yeah, I was very, very depressed, and it would have been so easy this morning to give up and not do videos because I'm feeling quite low this morning and I'm a bit unwell, understandably so. So please bear with me. I know I started on a bit of negative, but I can't hide these things from you guys. If I choose to come on and do something, you're going to notice that I'm not looking my usual self. So I apologise for that. So guys, I can't remember how I used to film these videos when I was doing makeup looks, so I'm going to do my best and we're going to work on it as I do more and more makeup videos because I'm planning to do a lot this year. You're currently sat on my dressing table facing me. I'm sure towards the end of doing this style of video before I had the camera around the other way, but I can't remember how I did that, so eventually we should get there with that. So January's schedule list look is icy cool toned shades of eyeshadow. So I've chosen to use this palette today, which is the Revolution Precious Stone Diamond palette. I've used this once already and I really liked it, and I thought this one would be perfect. So I'll just give you a little look. It's quite shiny, but yeah, I quite like this one, so we're just going to give it a bash. Please do remember before I start this video that I'm no pro, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm here having fun, and I'm very rusty as well. So yeah, we're just going to do our best to, enjoy the palette. So I'll probably look down, guys, because I've put the palette in front of me, and I'm going to be using the mirror on the palette to help me out. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to insert pictures of the shades that I use just so that I can do this a little bit quicker. But like I say, please bear with me while I get used to using makeup again, basically, because I have fallen out of touch with it. So first up, guys, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection in the shade Fair. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my eyes. Just dab that in. I'm going to go into the shade called Atom as a base colour. Just going to swirl my brush in the colour switch. Right, next up we are going to dip into the colour Queen, and I'm going to put that into my crease. I'm going to stamp my shades in first and then blend them. I'm quite weak at the moment because my B12 is getting low again. I've got about 4 weeks till my next B12 injection is due, and about 6 weeks towards the end my health starts to go downhill, so I'm quite weak. So this is a bit of a challenge as well, you know, physically and mentally, because physically I'm weak before I've got a cold. So right, so I'm going to change the brush for a smaller one. It's not going to be a complicated look because I'm not into complicated right now. So I'm going to go into the colour, I think I'm going to go into the colour Gravity, just for the outer edge. I've not really experimented with cool tones a great deal. I tend to go for warm colours most of the time. I'm going to use this little mirror to help me out with this. Yeah, most of the time I go for warm tones. It's just my preference. So does anyone that watches these videos prefer a cool tone? I'd love to know. And if you do, which palettes would you recommend? Because obviously, as I say, I'm more into the warmer tones. But I really like this palette. I used it just before Christmas and quite liked it. I mean, who's to say this looks going to be as good as the last one? I mean, what I was doing is I was just using one colour. I was kind of blending a colour into the crease and then just patting on a glitter, so it was very simple for quite a while. One thing you will learn about me is I'm not the biggest fan of putting eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I do it sometimes, but most of the time I don't. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. That's just the way I am. So we're going to go in with the colour Steel, I think, on my eyelids. I'm going to do it with my finger. I'm going to use my handy little Anastasia mirror. I love this colour. I think this is the colour I used before. It's just so beautiful. There we go. I don't know if you can see how good that is. I'm just patting it gently onto my eyelid. I love that colour. Have you got this palette, guys? Had a bit of fallout there, but nothing too major. It looks so much darker on the camera than it does in person as well. It looks so nice in person, but you know, right, let's just blend into the crease. So I'm not going to do anything on my under eye today, I'm not really up for that. So I'm just going to go with a little bit of the colour Alloy for the inner corner today, which looks really pretty. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to put some eyeliner and mascara on and I'll be right back. So guys, I used the Maybelline Big Eyes liner, I used the black end of that, and I used the MAC in Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash Mascara sample, which is in my Project Focus. So I'll come in closer and show you how I got on. Please let me know in the comments section how you feel about what I did with this look for this month. I will insert some pictures at the end because it's come over very overcast and it's now dark here. It may not look it, but the lighting looks a bit dodgy right now to me, so yeah, I'll insert pictures at the end just so that you can see better. So guys, let me know what you did for a cool tone eyeshadow look in the month of January. I'd love to know. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you all again in my next video. Goodbye guys.